Welcome to The Awakening, Black Women United. I am your host, Sherry Donnie. Subscribe, like, share, comment, and hit the notification bell so you know every time I upload a new video. Did the quiet, palm-lined streets of Beverly Hills echo with sirens and flash with police lights just today? Indeed they did. The epicenter? The mansion of none other than the iconic rapper, Sean Puffy P.DIDDY Combs. In the early morning hours of March 25, 2024, a fleet of black SUVs bristling with law enforcement officials converged on Combs' sprawling Beverly Hills estate. The plush neighborhood, usually a haven for the rich and famous, was transformed into a scene straight out of a crime thriller. What led to this shocking turn of events? Well, it all began with an anonymous tip. Law enforcement received information suggesting illicit activities at the residence of Combs. The nature of these activities remains shrouded in mystery, but it was enough to prompt a full-scale raid. The operation was swift and precise. Officers descended on the mansion, warrant in hand, while a stunned troop of household staff watched on. Combs himself was present during the raid and, according to sources, cooperated fully with the law enforcement officials. The aftermath of the raid remains as unclear as the motive. Authorities have remained tight-lipped about any potential discoveries or subsequent charges. Combs' representatives, too, have offered little in the way of explanation or comment, leaving fans and followers in a state of suspense. So to recap, here's what we know so far. On March 25th, the home of rapper Sean Puffy P.DIDDY Combs became the unlikely stage for a law enforcement raid. His home in Los Angeles, California, and his home in Miami, Florida were raided simultaneously. The cause? An anonymous tip pointing to possible unlawful activities. Let's watch this clip. The
Enforcement sources are telling ABC News that right now authorities are carrying out searches at properties associated with P. Diddy. This is all part of a federal investigation into human trafficking. They also say that this investigation has been ongoing now for several months. They add, our sources, that an arrest does not appear to be imminent at this time, but what you are looking at right now is live video of one of these searches being conducted. Now, this is a search that is happening at Sean Diddy Combs' Los Angeles home. This is in the Beverly Hills area, so you can see a tremendous amount of law enforcement present there all around that home. So this search just began here. There's also, as we understand, another search being conducted on the other side of the country in Miami, because we are hearing from Homeland Security that there are investigations going on using the assistance of HSI Los Angeles and HSI Miami, along with local law enforcement partners. We do understand that they will provide us with updates as possible, but this goes into multiple allegations against Sean Diddy Combs over the years. There's been several civil suits against him as well, including human trafficking, all of which he has denied as this has been ongoing. But again, clearly an escalation that we are seeing play out live right now in Los Angeles. I want to bring in our ABC News contributor and trial attorney, Brian Buckmeyer, who I know, Brian, you have been following this case for many months, and you bring it up to me all the time. And now I wouldn't call this the culmination. In fact, probably this is just the beginning, right? So what do you make of the fact that they've decided to carry out these two searches simultaneously and on other sides of the country here?
So, Kayla, you're right. I've been talking to us about this for too long. But what does it get you? What does a person need to have the ability to search a home? Probable cause. So what I'm doing is I'm looking backwards. How could a judge grant the ability to search these two homes, and why would you do it simultaneously? Probable cause being the belief, or at least having the quantity of information that a crime either did happen, is happening, or is going to happen.
Any more movement on these screens. But it is important to note, right, that this is all being run out of the Southern District of New York here. So there is a tremendous amount of coordination happening within law enforcement at the highest levels.
Absolutely. And the reason why I believe it's being coordinated out of the SDNY, or the Southern District of New York, which encompasses, for the most part, Manhattan, is a lot of the civil allegations stem from there, whether it be Cassie or the other 4 allegations or civil lawsuits that stem from it afterwards. And so what it appears to be, at least if you're thinking this is connected to the civil lawsuits, are that the SDNY is coordinating with the other agencies in Miami as well as Los Angeles to search the properties of Sean Combs to see if there's any evidence of that. Now, I can't think of anything off the top of my head what would be evidence of sex trafficking, predominantly something that might stick out as to something to corroborate what we've heard in these civil allegations. But if they find it, it could lead to further investigations. At this point, we're hearing that there's no potential arrests, but it doesn't mean there wouldn't be one in the future based on either more information collected or if they're finding whatever it is that they're hoping to find in these two locations.
Talking right now about a simultaneous search of two of his properties, one happening in Miami, the other one happening in Los Angeles. And we just have some new reporting. We're told here by our ABC's Aaron Katursky that the women who have made public accusations against Diddy are welcoming Monday's law enforcement activity, we're told. In fact, there is a statement from one of their lawyers where they're saying we will always support law enforcement when it seeks to prosecute those who have violated the law. Hopefully, this is the beginning of a process that will hold Mr. Combs responsible for what they call his depraved conduct. And so I want to bring back in here Brian Buckmeyer. And Brian, it was the first thing we talked about, right? That this is not the culmination of this. This potentially could be the very beginning. So Brian, what do you make of, first of all, that the lawyers are jumping right out to talk about this immediately, not wasting any time to draw attention to it?
Well, this is beneficial not only for their clients, but also for their cases. If we look to the last alleged victim, Rodney Jones Jr., who came out with allegations that seem to be very similar to Cassie, as well as the other three women who brought allegations, he said that Sean Combs has cameras throughout his home that records a lot of these events. In his complaint, that being Jones Jr.'s, he had snapshots of video that he had taken himself. And so to Brad's point, I think part of this, if the SDNY and the federal government is looking into this from the lens of these civil allegations, is to see how much of it is true. And if any of this is true, could criminal charges be levied against Sean Combs? Now,
the result? Still a mystery, as both law enforcement and Combs' camp remain silent on the details. This unexpected event has left many questions in its wake. What was the nature of the alleged illicit activities? What, if anything, was uncovered during the raid? And what does this mean for Combs and his illustrious career? As the dust settles on this extraordinary event, we can only wait and watch for the next chapter in this unfolding saga. One thing is certain, however. The tranquil, star-studded streets of Beverly Hills have seen a day they won't soon forget. We will keep you updated as more information comes to light. Welcome to The Awakening, Black Women United. I am your host, Sherry Danny. Subscribe, like, share, comment, and hit the notification bell so you know every time I upload a new video.